Good morning, everyone, or good evening. I don't know what time in the where in the world you are, and I don't know if it is morning or evening, but I hope you have a wonderful day. And this is our workshop following up on the Global Encounter, celebrating our 210 years of international ministries. For by the grace of God, Ben Chan, Dr. Reverend Ben Chan, has been for many years our area director for Asia, and I am the for the last 9 years I have been the area director for Iberoamerica and the Caribbean. So we're gonna be listening what is happening in Asia first by Reverend Dr. Benjamin Chan. So we're all ears, Ben.
Thank you. So Adelia and I will each have about 15 to 20 minutes. We don't want to take all the time. And then after my presentation and Adelia's presentation, we will have time for interaction. Okay. Okay. I will briefly talk about my area, what is the situation, and then the way you can involve in a mission. And I think by the sense that you are already, you are choosing to join this workshop already tells me that you must have some connection previously, right? So first of all, my area covers what we call East Asia and South Asia. So what it means is that East Asia, I cover the countries and cities of China, which include Hong Kong, Taiwan, and Macau. And then I also handle the work in Singapore, which is a country in Southeast Asia. I also handle South Korea. We used to have work in North Korea as well. If the political situation allows, I would love to get back to the work in North Korea. But as you understand the political situation, this is not possible now. So we focus our work in South Korea. And then we also have work in Mongolia, which is the country of Mongolia. Sometimes when we talk about Mongolia, we call Mongolia or Outer Mongolia or Inner Mongolia. But Inner Mongolia is part of China. So what I'm talking about is the Outer Mongolia or the country of Mongolia. So it is a independent nation that we work there. And then in South Asia, basically we cover three main countries: India, Nepal, and Sri Lanka. So by looking at the countries, you already noticed that I have China and I have India. So I cover quite big populations of the world. And Adelia can tell you that, we have 5 area directors. So every year when we come to the budget meetings, and then we always argue for how much, budget we need, right? Now, this is partially joke. So I will say, of course, population, I cover 40% of the world's population. So I should have 40% of the budget. No, that's joke, okay? It just tells you that, all the area directors are very faithful in looking at the needs of our responsible countries. And we do the best we can to work in partnership with the churches and NGOs, colleges, seminaries, whatever, like-minded organizations, especially Christian organizations, to promote God's kingdom. So that is the area that I'm responsible for, and Adelia will share about hers. And then how do we involve in mission? I just mentioned that partnership is really the key word. American Baptist Foreign Mission Society, which is our corporate name and still the official name, but now also known as International Ministries. Okay, so we call ourselves IM. It is the same as the old organization that has 210 years of history of our proud American Baptists. Somehow, if you do not know, I die-hard American Baptist, and I can share with you why I'm so die-hearted, for another hour. So, built on such a strong history of mission work, okay, 210 years, Can you believe it? You know, we stand on the strong foundation of many wonderful leaders and missionaries who are before us. So we basically respect in a very seriously partnership. That means we do not just march into a place and then say, okay, I'm going to do something, or we dump our agenda on top of other people. In fact, neither do we say, oh, we are the only mission group in this country, which is definitely not true, you know, because I mean, Christian influence has almost penetrated in every corner of the world. So we, although we are one of the earliest mission group, and in fact, I believe we are the earliest North America mission organization, but we try to behave and try to be humble and also try to respect and branch out to other Christians, Baptists, non-Baptists, whoever carry the same vision for God's kingdom. And so we join hands to work together to spread the gospel and to promote God's work. So in terms of personnel, how do we do it? Now, every area, when Adelia share about her area, it will be a little bit different. But for my area, basically, I have three kinds of missionary personnel who work side by side with me and also with our overseas partners in those countries I just mentioned. So the first type of personnel is called residential missionary, or now we prefer the term global servants. The reason is when we use the term missionary, there is a lot of baggage, like Western power or invasion, whatever. There's a lot of misunderstanding in some countries. And in fact, the word missionary and mission are prohibited in some countries. You know, if you say the word, you are not able to go in and do anything. So we have changed the words to global servants in order that our staff and missionaries can do their work. So the first type of mission servant work side by side with me and partners who are IM missionaries are called the residential global servants. Residential means they are assigned to a particular country, and usually they focus on the country. It doesn't mean that they cannot do work across the border. They can, but their primary responsibility is in that country. And then this type of residential global servants work side by side with area directors and other global servants as well. So there are a lot of cooperation, but they are very focused in promoting the work of that country and build up the capacity of the related partners of the country as well. And then we also have another type very close to the global servants. We call them associate missionaries, or some of them are international associate missionaries, meaning that they do the same kind of work as the global servants, but the way that we send them and the way we support them are a little bit different. For example, we have a couple who are in fact supported by our Naga churches. So their main support, prayer support, spiritual support, and even money are mainly from Naga churches. However, we have a joint partnership with the Naga churches. So both of them support this couple to do work in South India. So the first type, again, residential global servants, associate missionaries, and international associate missionaries. So these are all considered as employees of international ministries because we do have a contract that govern our agreement, rights, and responsibilities. Okay. And then I'm privileged to work also with a second kind of global servants, but they have a particular title. They are either global consultants or global coordinators. So to make a brief comparison, so different from the residential missionary who focus in one country. So our global coordinators and consultants work globally, as the title says. That means they usually go to a country for short term, and they provide training, they provide advocacy, and the main work for them is really to train the same train the overseas partner who share the same vision for a particular mission work. For example, most of you, I believe, you know Lord Bethel, right? Lord Bethel has been a pioneer missionary to advocates for anti-human trafficking. So, in fact, Lauren do not station in one country, although she started from Hong Kong and then Thailand. But when she becomes the global consultant, he already, structure her time in a way that he helped as many partners as she can, and he traveled to different countries. So global consultants and global coordinators different to the residential global servant in a sense that they travel extensively, cover more countries, but they're very focused too. But their focus is not in one country, but their focus is in a one particular ministry. For example, I just told you that Lauren Bethel focused on anti-human trafficking, right? So we have a wonderful gentleman, I think Adelia will agree, that is Ray Sillinger, is Adelia's husband. Yeah. So Ray focused on refugees and immigrants. And recently, a lot of asylums, people that we need to reach out to. And then we also have global servants who handle health and wellness, theological education, from everywhere to everyone. I mean, you name it. We have 14 global consultants and coordinators who basically, I call them my heroes and sheroes, who basically shape the world. I mean, they are, launching and handling a lot of projects and relationships. Basically, help to bring God's kingdom down to earth in a very, very concrete way, and influence and bless a lot of lives and communities. And then we have the third type of personnel who help our work, and these are all volunteer. That means they are not paid by IM. IM does not pay them at all. And some of them are retired people. Some of them are not retired. That means they have a full-time job, but they said, IM or Ben Chan, I can help you with this work. I commit every year a month for you. I can travel to this country. So I am very blessed, in fact, in this 20-some years, I've been very blessed by a lot of volunteer special assistants who said, I can help you with this country, or I can help you with this ministry. And in fact, several of them are very good fundraisers as well. That means they also fundraise to help the work of a particular project. So for me, I am very heavily blessed by all kinds of missionaries. I would say if I say a major impact now is really the global consultants and coordinators. One of the reasons is many of the countries you cannot actually stay long term, and also they can do evangelism, in fact, better than we do, because we already trained the local Christians. So they know their culture, they know how to communicate faith more effectively to their own people. But it also means they need a lot of support and training. And also when they come to conflict, or they come to some issues, or they need resources, then they will need help. And that's why now for my country, and I'll tell you why in a moment, that although all three kinds of global personnel are very important, but the global consultants and coordinators play a very, very important role. Okay, before I move to C, I want you to look at A again. In a very brief way, if you look at the countries and cities of my responsible area, and some of them are more free, you can do whatever you want to do. You can go in, go out, visa, very easy, money in and out. But you can look at it, and you can also see that some of the countries and places, in fact, we are experiencing more and more difficulties, mainly because of the political situation. Because of the political change, there's a pretty untrust or even hostile relationship, not only between US and those countries, but between countries. Let me put it this way, between countries. I don't know when this trend of political polarity will end, In fact, I'm more pessimistic. I'm not sure we can end in my generation. But this political reality basically, in fact, bring a lot of challenge and in fact difficulties. And I would say persecution against Christians as well. So we are doing all this work in a very careful manner. And it also means that when we send our personnel, no matter they're residential, global, or volunteer, we do it in a very careful manner. So how can you involve? I'm pretty sure you are involving already. And of course, the first thing, we really need is your persistent and faithful support to IM. Read our prayer letter, give donations through your region or directly to IM or through your church. And also, excuse me, I just turned on my phone because it's a scam calling in. So I would appreciate, you continue to support IM in the way that you are. But I want to name 3 to 4 areas that you can also involve as well. The first one is, do you like to travel? If you like to travel, I really encourage you to join a short-term mission, or we call discovery team or discovery tour. So we send out teams for different purposes. For example, this August, my special assistant Ho Jin Yi has organized a team both of adults and young adults to go to South Korea to learn from the countries. We'll provide training, but it is more like a mutual learning. Okay, so I would say pay attention to short-term mission. In fact, Sandra, who you see in the screen, is an expert, and she has been in charge of our short-term mission as well. So if you have an interest, just contact IM, and we can refer you to what short-term mission we have. And if you say, oh, I am particularly interested in this country, you can tell us as well. And then if you go to IM website, you will see a list of mission projects. Look at it and see what project may touch your heart. The project is not only to give money. It's really you pay concern to why there's such a project. What is the struggle of the people, and what else can you involve in addition to the money? Okay. And then the third way, and so you can ask yourself, you can picture the people in your church. Is God calling you or your church members to become a missionary? In fact, I would say, are they interested to become a home staff? In fact, we just have several openings in our office. So, or are you interested to become a volunteer, to go somewhere to serve for 4 weeks or 6 weeks? We have different opportunities to offer you so that you can involve and see how God will bless your life through this journey. And then the last one that I would like to summarize, all the 3 ways, not only these 3, but these three major ways of mission involvement is very, very important for us to remember. The goal is not we just go there to do something for them. Okay, I'm not saying that we are not, we are. But the more important is, how do we go and learn from them and bring what we have learned back to our own local churches? So whatever involvement you may choose, you may try. The ideal in my vision is bring mutual empowerment so that our churches in the US and the churches and NGOs and Christian ministries overseas will be strengthened, and so that God's name will be glorified and lives can be changed. I'll pause here.
Thank you, Ben. I don't know if anybody have some comments or questions for Ben. This is the time. We still have 7 minutes of his time and his area. If not, you can think about it when I talk about my area, and then we can both of us can say if you have more, once that you know a little more about what it is that we do. So one of the things that yes, Ron.
I was just wondering, what are some of the best, or what countries are good for short-term missions in Asia?
Okay.
And what would people be doing?
Right. Okay. So for me, I would say Hong Kong and South Korea, and I would say Mongolia as well, are the three places that we can easily arrange service of, in fact, different kinds. I believe Nepal can be a possibility too, but then we have to check what kind of work is allowed as a volunteer to be in Nepal, right? So I would say anything more professional, like teacher, nursing, will be more allowed in Nepal. If we want to do more direct church work, then we have to say, how do we do it? You know, so what I mean is we cannot just stand in the street to evangelize in Nepal. Yeah. So Ron, do you have any particular service in your mind you may like to provide?
Well, my brother was a global servant in Thailand, and that wasn't one of the areas you described. It might be interesting to go to Taiwan, with Taiwan being in the news so much.
In fact, Thailand and Taiwan are also possibility. Um, a lot of possibility. Yeah, I would say now, if you have not been to those countries, I will encourage you, say, to take 2 weeks, a month or so, and make yourself available. And then we will link you up with our missionaries, and then our missionary can schedule your visit. And then whatever organization or churches you visit, they can use your skills and your experience to help them. And then in the first visit, it gives you a sense how it is like, right? And then in the second or third time, you can be more focused on doing what you like to do. Yeah. And don't forget to enjoy the country, okay? My take is make sure you enjoy good food. I'm a shopper. Make sure you do shopping, because in the shopping mall, you know the people. It's not in a meeting. I mean, in a meeting, coffee by the official, right? If you can go to someone's homes, that is even better.
And we're gonna have another workshop on Thailand and specifically on Saturday around this time. So you're welcome to listen to what is happening in Africa and Southeast Asia. Then, yes. Thank you. Any more comments or questions for Ben? So Ben did an excellent job telling us the difference between what is a global servant and a global coordinator or a global consultant. And in my area, he's the one who is coordinating all these efforts globally. And the one their boss, and I'm only for my area in Iberoamerica and the Caribbean. The name Iberoamerica came because we talk about the Iberic Peninsula, that it is in Europe, Spain and Portugal. You know, it is a way to try to heal the past. You know, the I guess the mentality of the conquerors and the conquest, you know, and also to find things that we have in common in terms of the language. In this case, it is Spain and Portugal. They feel very much part of Latin America because of the culture in so many ways. So that's how we do the Iberoamerica and the Caribbean too, even when there are a lot of countries in the Caribbean that speak English and French as well. You know, we have this area as one big area that I am part of. We do have another question from Rebecca. Is there more preparation in schooling we need to have to help in retirement? I work in healthcare, but I'm considering taking some time to prepare. So you want to answer that, Ben?
Yes. Yeah, I'm just thinking of can you, Rebecca, can you ask the question more specifically? Do you mean the preparation of? Okay, I'm looking at the chat now. Okay. Do you mean the preparation and schooling to help the missionary or to help partners? Sorry, I did not get the question. Well, or do I miss the question at all? Oh, to help the missionary. I see it. I see it now. Okay, I see it now. Now we have, in fact, a staff, Debbie, who help the missionary kids and in fact help their parents as well. I would say that if you have something you can offer to help the missionaries in the schooling and this area of support, we can connect you to Debbie. And then you can tell her what kind of assistance you can help. And then she will be able to tell you, what area you can help and who may need this area of help. So maybe Rebecca, you can leave, or you can send me your name and I mean I have your name already, but your email address in a chat box. You can send it directly to me instead of the whole group, and then I can connect you. Got it. Thank you. Got it.
Yes, and I would love for you to be able to be up and to serve not only in Asia but in everywhere. That's what Ben was talking about. How there is a lot of work and very few volunteers. So we love to be able to take advantage of the moment that God is inspiring you and asking you to serve, so we can use your skills the best way possible. So what I'm going to show you is first a small video that has all the countries that International Ministries serves in Iberoamerica and the Caribbean. Has the pictures of the missionaries. It's a 3-year-old video, so there have been some changes in terms of global servants, but not of our partners. We have only more partners, but not. We continue working with all of them, and it also has the little icon that shows what kind of work do we do there. One of the things that Ben mentioned about us working in our missiology says that we will go to a place where other people, other Christians are already working, and we try to collaborate with them. We will never come and impose. When we turned 200 years as International Ministries 10 years ago, we brought together all our partners and all our missionaries and missionary kids and pastors and all our constituencies from all over the United States of American Baptist churches, and have this plan, strategic plan that said, what do we do best? And that's when it came out, our responding to the call strategic plan. And we brought, we made different icons from there that it talks about the kind of work that we do best around the world. So I'm going to show you these icons so you can see them. So we do, and we call the ministry priorities. This is what it is. You can see on our website. So we do inviting people to be disciples of Jesus Christ through evangelism, discipleship, and theological education. So you see the icon that identifies each of the things that we do. And then proclaiming God's reign of justice, peace, and abundant life through immigrants and refugees that Ben was talking about, that my husband works as a global consultant, peace and justice, abolishing trafficking in persons and global slavery, education, economic and community development, and health and wellness. And one last one, that it is equipping the body of Christ to engage in God's mission. And that's what we want to focus today, because this is when all our volunteers and all the people allowed work with that. And that is promotion of mission from everywhere to everyone, doing short-term mission engagement, working with young youth and young adults, and training and capacity building. So that's what we usually, in a nutshell, this is what we do best in international ministries, with the cooperation of all our volunteers and all of our partners that work for the same cause. So I'm going to show you the video so you can see in a nutshell our missionaries working in Iberoamerica and the Caribbean. Can you all see my screen?
Yes, I can see it.
Yes, we can.
I heard there was no sound. I'm very sorry about that. It is a beautiful song that was written by my son-in-law about the theme of our responding to the call, that is the Lord's Prayer, Jesus' prayer, that your kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven. So it does talk about that song and how we can bring God's kingdom to this earth. You can see this video online on IM's website, so you want to see it later. And I'm hoping to make a more recent video, because there are some people that we have lost. I don't know, some of you heard that Madeline Flores Lopez, one of our missionaries, died last December, and was a big loss that we had, and she's there. And Ingrid Roldan also retired after that. So those are the two of the people that are no longer missionaries with us, But so I had my outline like Ben had, but I wanted to share a lot about a minute for missionaries. And then the feedback that I got is like, Adalia, you cannot share about all of them, because it is impossible to try to share in a few minutes all that. So I'm just going to be sharing a little bit about what it is happening in theological education, because as many of you know, 8 years ago, we started a Master's on Theological Studies program, Latin Ministries, Ministerios Latinos and Latinas, in our, and this is a program that we started in collaboration with American Baptist Home Mission Society, because once a year, there is a cohort of all the pastors, the Hispanic pastors in the US, getting this program on Masters of Theological Studies with the help of Palmer Seminary, who is one of our seminaries, American Baptist seminaries, and with the help of International Ministries, because twice a year we have a group starting in a different country of the countries that have asked us to be part of this program. This is a response from Jose Norat, when the previous area director, when I started, said, I will ask you to please create something that will help to bring formal theological education to our partners, because that's something that they are requiring, and it has been very difficult. As you know, most of Latin America is Catholic in because of our history, and so all of our evangelical seminaries have a very difficult time to get the recognition through the government that for their undergraduate program. So bringing the master's program, it is allowing them to strengthen their not only their seminaries, because now they will be able to have professors who are recognized with a master's degree to teach in the undergrad program, but also to teach not only pastors but also lay leaders, people who are doctors, who are lawyers, who want to be more equipped in helping the mission, God's mission, to say this is something that I can do to help. Because as you know, the Master's on Theological Studies does not require in the US that you have an undergrad on theology as well. You can have on any undergrad as a nurse or as a dentist or a teacher, and also get prepared as in theological education and Bible. So this is allowing us to be able to bring a big need, to fulfill a big need in our with our partners. So I'm going to show you another video that talks a little bit about this program, and you are gonna see it and give you a better idea of what it is about. Just give me 1 second, and I'll share my screen again.
At the Theological Community of
do you see
Mexico
anything?
doing
Yep.
a residency
Very
week
Yes.
Very
for
good.
a group
Yes, very
of
good.
17 students. We're orienting them to the MTS program, building some community and helping them get started. MTS stands for Masters of Theological Studies in Latino and Latina Ministries through Palmer Seminary. It is a 2-year online program that is built to provide theological education in an accessible way to pastors all throughout the Americas.
Even though it's a program mainly online, we have our residencies that helps to build community and build fellowship that has lasted for all of our groups, even the first ones who have graduated. Even if they don't live in the same place, they continue their communication, their prayer for one another, their sharing of what's happening in their lives, in their ministries.
We are reaching out to people who would never have a chance, didn't have the resources, the money to do this program, to get this education. Our supporters who give to this program are making it possible for all of these people, Bolivia, Brazil, Mexico, Mexicali, El Salvador, Dominican Republic, and many other places represented in the cohorts in the United States.
Hi, my name is Cesar Soto. I come from Chile in South America. I was accepted into the master's program. Eastern University scholarships us in a good percentage, but there was still an amount that was too big. Having the support of David and Joyce Reed has been a tremendous blessing. They barely know us, but they believe in what we were doing in our context. Thanks to them and the hearts of many others they have inspired, there's a group of Latinos who are growing theologically in order to serve better the Church of Christ.
About 94.5% of the students who start with us finish with a degree, and that's an unheard of number. It's 40% higher than any other seminary we've ever seen, and a part of that is because they're so thankful to have the chance to study. The church in general in Latin America has been growing so fast that there aren't really leaders and pastors trained to lead it in a healthy way. We can bring training to them in their local context so that they can not only keep up with the movement of what God is doing in the church, but they can also train others in their local community for generations.
The possibilities, I think, are endless. I see what God is doing. God is doing much more than giving out degrees. God is making a difference in the lives of these people and the lives of the people they serve.
Oh, this is in a nutshell what's happening in the on theological education. As you see, this is also 2 years old, but our global servants don't only invest themselves with their lives and their skills, but also financially. Many of them support what they believe they are doing, and they support the ministries that they do. So I was gonna show you for the last but not least the ways that we can support in Iberoamerica and the Caribbean. And for that, I wanted to share with you the also on the website what you can do to do. Let's see. Are you seeing my screen? Not yet. So this is how to support our projects. If you also go on each of our IM's website, you can support financially. this project on theological education is called Theological Education Online MTS. You can support other projects like that are also in terms of regional for all in many countries involved, like Recompass, that is our work on peace and justice, how we are helping indigenous communities to work for ecological justice in their communities around the world, and that's led by Ricardo Majol, that it is a Puerto Rican global servant, or how, for instance, support education on migrants and refugees through Talita Kumi Girls Club, you know, through or how to support education. So in each of our if you go to our website, you can just click there and look at all the projects that you would be able and willing to support, and also it gives you opportunities to see, okay, I want to do some volunteer work. How can I do? Oops, sorry. So you are able to help not only the projects, but you are able to see how can you volunteer in different places, and according to your skills, you know, you can see, okay, I have time. I don't know the language, but I could do some construction work, or I can bring a group from my church to have a construction work, you know, to do that, and that all that kind of things can help in many ways that you can feel part of international ministries, and you can feel part of the work that God is doing around the world. So I don't know if you have any more any questions or comments for me.
Adelia, I just want to give tell the group too. I really want to affirm what Adelia has done in this 10 years or so, especially in this theological education. I have seen how she has put together her talent or creative way of putting this theological education program together, and she basically mobilized everybody, not only missionaries of international ministries, but her network in the U.S. So I just want to comment that she has really made a great impact in bringing this program, and also in such a successful way. History will tell, you know, let us live long enough for another 30 years. We will see even the biggest impact of what she has done today.
Thanks, Ben. Thank you for your ministries. Thank you so much, Rebecca. And thank you everyone for being here. And may God give you a little bit of encouragement to see how wonderful things God is doing around the world and in our areas. And may God bless you in each of your ministries as well. And we may continue do God's will on earth as it is in heaven. You want to close our worship with a prayer, Ben?
Yes. Just before that, anyone who want to have a last comment or feedback? I know. Yeah. Hi, Ron. Yes. Yes, I agree with you, Ron. I am very gung-ho with theological education, especially today's theological education includes a lot of practical implication. I always say that you need to include like pastoral counseling, trauma counseling. Now, some of you may be in a different profession. I always say the study of leadership, management, you know, the good use of power and resources are also very important. Yeah. Any other last words in your chat or verbally?
Yeah, thank you very much, Dr. Benjamin and Adelia. Yeah, MCDS is the part of the project mission of International Ministries. And today I have got so many ideas that how MCDS can also involve local church and invest local church talent, finance, expertise, and all things, so that how we can connect with the international ministries. Thank you very much. It was very much wonderful.
Thank you very
so
much for your participation. All right. I hope this is not the end of our conversation and also of your interest. As Adelia said, tomorrow we also have a set of workshop you can participate. So you can go back to the email that you receive, how to click on the link. But even more so, we are wide open to welcome your
letters tonight too.
question and involvement, and because your presence and involvement is the most important for us. Yeah. So maybe I'll bring a prayer to close this section. But after that, if you want to stay for a few minutes, I'm sure we can stay for a few minutes as well. But if you move on to another commitment you have, please feel free to do that. Let us pray. Dear God, we give thanks to you for this wonderful hour that we can share your amazing work in these two very important area of the world. We pray that you'll continue to touch our heart, especially when we are struggling with a lot of challenges. But we know you are the answer. Your love to the world and the way that you have sent us make this world better. We ask you to also bless everyone who are involved in this Zoom meeting today. We know you already put your mind and your love into each of us. So continue to nurture the seed that you have planted in our spirit. Use us, use our family, use our profession, use our church, so that we can be the blessings of this world. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Thank you again. Love to see you on some other occasions.